Holistic Spotlight. I'm Josie Way, your host, and tonight with me co-hosting is Kathy Medeiros. We have two lovely ladies here. One you've met previously, maybe, depending upon the sequence of our tapes. Miss Bonnie Blue over there in the hat. And she has introduced me to Dolphin healing energy. And it's unbelievable. And her friend, who happens to channel Ascended Masters. Both of them work with Ascended Masters. Bonnie works with Dolphin Ascended Masters. And
correct.
Diandra works with human and some extraterrestrials, I would guess.
Oh, God. A little bit of everything.
A lot of starseed.
Yeah.
Yes, but Ascended Masters.
Yes.
Now, before we start, for anyone that doesn't know what an Ascended Master is, I will give my little definition and you can give your definition, because they may overlap. An Ascended Master to me is someone who's walked in a physical body and gained so much wisdom and love, like the Buddha, like Jesus, like Kuan Yin, Mother Mary, and quite a few others. That is my definition. You can sense how wonderful their spirits were. And they're here to guide and help us. Now, your definition.
Well, it would be essentially the same. Our brothers and sisters that have walked the earth in incarnations, they know what it's like, and they've realized their divinity and moved into a higher frequency, and they're here to help us now.
And we just haven't realized our divinity.
We're in the process. Some part of us knows, but our egos are fighting it, that's all.
Yeah. Bonnie, briefly, tell us about your Ascended Masters, with the Dolphin Ascended Masters.
I work with the Golden Dolphin energy, and I also work with, actually it's always the Golden Dolphin energy, but it moves through other Ascended Masters, which I'd like to share with you a little more in more depth tonight. One's called Solomon, which is anchored in the shell here, and another one is the Black Guru Dolphin Bones, which came from a medicine woman named Mary out of the sanctuary in Barnstable, Massachusetts. And I'd like to go a little more into depth on how I use them afterwards rather than now, but just let you know those are the ones I work with, but they're always the Golden Dolphins working through me, the Golden Dolphins. And I met the Golden Dolphins through Archie, which is the collective consciousness of the Golden Dolphin voice. Should I go right into it now, or are you ready? Or
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because they're kind of separate, and then...
Okay, sure. Well, David Rosenthal, I met out in California, and his lovely wife, Linda Shea. They're some of my main teachers. I've been working with them for many years. I was rescued by dolphins in 1992. If you watch the other show, I'll go more into depth into that, but that's when I was awakened by the dolphins after being in hurricane force winds for 8 days straight, and then on the 9th day when the seas calmed and the sun came out, two beautiful dolphins came, and they were leaping on the side of my boat, and I looked into the eye of the dolphin, and it was as if time stopped, but time did stop, and I can still see her eye to this day. And this is a painting I did of the two dolphins in the eye. It's like the eye of God. I was looking into the eye of God. And many people have been awakened by dolphins. They're called dolphin ambassadors, and the dolphins call to humans. So in a way, the dolphins are angelics. They call to the humans and ask us to help raise the vibration of humanity to that of love and joy and peace and harmony, and that's what the Ascended Masters do.
Because that is where their energy is.
Exactly. Yes, and so...
And joy, representing joy.
Joy and play and breath and just all things that are good.
Balance
the high
and
vibration of the
harmony.
fifth dimension. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy. And it's such an honor to be one of the people that they selected as a human ambassador. So blessed for that. But many, many people have been doing this work, and I met several of them at the Cetacean Summit out in California, and there's a book called The Dolphins and Whales Forever, which each chapter, there's about 30 of them, but there's many, many more around the world that speak about how they work with the dolphins. And David Rosenthal happened to be channeling Archie, which is the collective consciousness of the golden dolphins. And when I was out there being an empath, I was all of a sudden channeling golden dolphins myself. And this is a painting I did, I don't know if you can see it, of Archie. And David's definition is, Archie describes himself, not David, but Archie, the voice of the golden dolphins, describes himself as the dolphin aspect of Archangel Michael. David perceives him as a very large bottlenose dolphin with a bright golden aura. Archie is truly a golden dolphin. He is the spokesperson of the Cetacean Spiritual Council that has guided our service in the world from the beginning. And Linda wrote a book called Dolphin Love from Sea to Land, which goes more in depth about these transmissions. But when I was in California, I started receiving messages from the golden dolphins. And this is one of them. This is a channeling I received. And channeling is when all of a sudden you are the voice of the Ascended Master coming through you. So and this was happening to me when I was out there, and now I became clairaudient ever since the dolphins rescued me. I am the golden dolphin. In him we are one. He is a messenger for Christ consciousness, the I Am presence. He comes to you in the rays of the golden light around you. You can see me in the sky as the day awakens or the dawn. You see me in the golden sparkles on the water. Look into the golden spray on the dolphin's sleek back as she glides beneath the surface. Her reflections of gold are also where you find me. I am in the golden awakened eyes of I'm in the golden eyes of awakened ones around you. I carry great wisdom. You can call on me whenever you need me. I am always there, for we are one. Holy, holy, holy.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
So I've been working with the golden dolphins ever since, and through my studies all these years, going to different retreats, Sedona to study with Dolphinity, that's Linda Shea and David Rosenthal again. I swam with dolphins, as I talked about in your last segment, and that was in Bimini. And when I was in Bimini, we were swimming, snorkeling, and these were all highly awakened people who are working with dolphin consciousness who are at this retreat. And Bimini is the site of Atlantis. And a dear friend of mine, Nova, happened to find this amazing shell under the water. It was buried deep in the sand. She brought him to the shore, placed him in an altar of shells, and then when I swam up in my mermaid tail, because I happen to love to mermaid, and I was immediately drawn to the shell. And apparently before I had gotten there, this woman who had lost her daughter was drawn to the pink inside the shell. So I'll just bring this up for a second. How beautiful this shell is. And she walked down the beach holding the shell to her ear, and she was attracted to the pink because her daughter had passed away and liked pink. But she discovered that it softened the deep pain. And then as I was swimming away, after the dolphins rescued me, I started being clairaudient. I started hearing messages from the dolphins. And I heard the shell saying to me, "Take me with you. I am an ascended master. I am meant to do ceremony. Take me with you." But about 10 volumes louder. So I couldn't ignore that. And then I asked another friend if she could tune in and see if this is indeed something I should do. So to make a long story short, I brought the shell back with me, and right now I can hear him wanting me to put him on my heart, and I can pass him around. But he has now worked in many healings with me. I've just witnessed beautiful, especially people who are in deep, deep pain. He calms deep, deep pain.
Yeah. He is wonderful.
He works together with this beautiful bone, which was found by Mary, I mentioned earlier, a medicine woman who works out of the sanctuary. And she was walking on Cape Cod, and she saw, you know how when there's a full moon, there's a gully in the sand? So she saw this 21 feet back, and deep down, about 8 feet down, she saw a stone wall. And in the stone wall, she saw these bones. She ceremoniously took them. See, this bone has so much energy, it's hard to even hold in my hand. She took these bones out of the wall, wrapped them in a blanket, and brought them to I think it was a museum or a college, and they were identified as ancient dolphin bones. So these bones now have also, it's been told to me that they are what's called the Black Guru dolphins, and this is what's called a portal, which is a place where we can go between the veils. So these are very, very powerful ascended masters, and they work together with Solomon, and the golden dolphins work together with both of these. So I bring these into my practice of doing dolphin energy healing at Nature's, and that's so I'm using these ascended masters to help others to connect,
and
with the beautiful energy.
I've partaked of it, and it definitely works. It definitely works. Also, imagine having a session while you're listening to the dolphins or whales sing as you're having treatment. It's uplifting.
Yeah.
Ascension, even.
They're
Ascending.
high frequency, very high
They
frequency.
are helping.
For them.
They are helping with ascension. And one more. I just would like to read one more thing. This is about who dolphins really are. Dolphins are master healers, the keepers of the light upon planet Earth. They are highly evolved, omnidimensional beings who live in the oceans. They live in oneness. Their role is similar to that of the angelic kingdom. They are here to watch over us and to help us and support us, to guide us on our remembrance to the radiance wholeness of who we are, and their love for humanity is profound. Like angels, the dolphins' influence transcends time, space, and physicality. It is not necessary to be in their physical presence to be healed by them and to receive their gifts. Now more than ever before, humanity as a whole is ready and willing to receive the profound gifts that the dolphins have to share. And a very wise being said, people can learn a lot from dolphins, to live in harmony and to create love and joy between people, to live the life they were meant to live. When people come in contact with the dolphin energy, they realize their source and they realize their future. And that came from Linda Shea. So they help us to connect with the I Am Presence, who we really are, who we are meant to be as we work or walk through this life plane at this time.
Yes.
And we're very, very blessed to have these ascended masters to help us to achieve that.
And they can work with you directly without your knowing about the energy, because that happened to me.
Yes, definitely true.
That they spoke to me for a person who had gone swimming with the dolphins, and she was very tense and nervous. And they spoke to me, and in their calm voices, they said, "Go with the flow."
Exactly.
Great wisdom.
Yes,
They do. That is one of the gifts that they give us, is to teach us to go with the flow. And when you go with the flow,
I had never swam with them, so they picked me as an ambassador to tell her that.
That's so beautiful.
No, but they knew I was connected.
And they also look deep inside people and find out what it is that, or they have a knowing what it is that is your gift to give to the world. And after that experience, when I was awakened by dolphins, I studied sculpture, so I had a piece of clay with me, and I was visiting on a holiday with my mom and my sister, and I was just rolling the clay in my hand, looking at the ocean. And when I looked into my hand, I was making this dolphin. It's really hard to see this television screen, but they're small sculptures of dolphins. And when I completed it, my sister said to cast them, and I started to hand them out to people in the world. And I've been told through channeling with Archie, I actually met my spirit dolphin. That's something that we do when I'm helping people, is I run an opening to Dolphin Energy CD where you meet your spirit guide of a dolphin. And I was told that I was brought with her down deep, and this is a meditation through Archie, down into this beautiful opening under the sea, which was Atlantis, and I was told to look into the right chamber, and in there I saw that I was an artisan during that lifetime. And so I asked Archie, or Archie said, "Do you have a question?" I said, I would like to ask Gracie, who is the dolphin who rescued me, what do these mean to the dolphins? And the dolphins answered me that these are keys. These are keys for us to do the work. So if a person needs to be more playful, or a person needs to be protected, or they need to remember to breathe, the dolphin, it's always something of the high energy of joy, peace, harmony, confidence, and so the dolphins help to not only bring this beautiful energy, they do the work, but they also they light up the beautiful energy around our planet. So they light up the grid. So when someone feels happy, then the next person feels happy, then the next person, then that spreads around our grid.
The 100 monkeys.
Yeah. What did you say?
The 100 monkeys.
100 monkeys.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Diandra,
Joy is contagious.
so when you work with the Ascended Masters, is it like a similar experience though to Bonnie?
Well,
I know it's different, but I was wondering
it would be
if
hard
to
She channels Saint Germain.
I
And
channel all kinds of different masters.
Yeah.
I'll bring in Saint Germain using like this meditation CD that was made with, we had A. Michelle here last week and Reverend Kathleen Hoffman and Russell Kramer. They made this beautiful violet flame transformation of Saint Germain, but Diandra actually brings Saint Germain in and channels him.
she
Well, I've been
she
doing
brings
that
them in a different
recently,
way.
but I've been working for 30 years with all kinds of masters.
Oh, okay.
Mostly Kuthumi.
Tell me, how did you first come to channeling?
Oh, do you really want to? It's interesting. I was in San Francisco where I used to live, and I was at an acupuncturist, and all of a sudden, she says out of the blue, "Have you ever experienced channeling?" And I said, "No." She explained what it was, and she goes, "I just have this feeling." So she told me about a man named John Fox who was doing weekly groups, and he channeled the Master Hilarion. This was in 1989, 30 years ago. And something told me to go. And it was in Sausalito, it was over the Golden Gate Bridge, and I went. And it was the most profound experience. Just the energy. It was a large group, because there's just lots going on in the
So
Bay
he's
Area.
a teacher or he is a
Well,
channel?
he's a channel.
Okay.
And this was 30 years ago. I don't know if he's still doing it.
Okay.
And it just opened up doors. Things started happening in my life. I had a dream that week in full color. It was flashing Maui. And I knew I was supposed to go to Maui. And things just started happening in my life. And I met a woman who channeled, and I started taking weekly classes. And things just started happening. And I would have these, oh gosh, I could go on, magical experiences.
Yeah.
It was my destiny, and I knew it.
When you're listening, magic happens.
Oh, and synchronicities, and things started changing form in front of me, and changing, appearing and disappearing.
Yeah.
It's
So who
happening
do
a
you
lot more
channel?
lately too. Pardon me?
Who do you channel? I know you said Saint Germain, and I forgot the other.
Well, different masters I've
Okay.
channeled over the years,
Okay.
but mostly for about 30 years, it's been the Master Kuthumi. I have a deep connection with him, a similar frequency, and he was most loved as the master, as the Saint Francis of Assisi.
Oh, okay.
That's his most beloved incarnation, I think.
Okay.
And he was Pythagoras, he was John the Beloved, he was Shah Jahan, he built the Taj Mahal. He's had a lot of different incarnations that we know of.
Oh, I'm getting chills.
Yeah.
He's wonderful. So he's the same frequency, and I was there in Assisi in that lifetime. I have vivid memories. So they're wonderful. They're our friends, we're all masters.
Who else do you channel though? Do you channel like a wide variety of masters, or just
I
mostly?
do, and Saint Germain,
Okay.
as Bonnie said, has been coming in recently.
Lately? Okay.
And I asked him about 7 or 8 years ago. I wasn't really working with Saint Germain, but I remember one day in meditation, I just said, "Saint Germain, teach me the magic." And then things started happening in a couple of years. I was guided to another woman who's a full body channel. I mean, he just comes right in her body. And things started happening, and I started getting teachings from him. And it was amazing. I mean, there's so many magical things. It's all magic if we open up to it.
What are some of the things that they have been communicating to you recently?
Oh, a lot. I mean, some of these things people know that definitely we're going through changes.
Okay, what are some examples though?
Okay, we're moving into, well, the illusion that we've been, this will take a long time to talk for me. What we've known as reality has been an illusion. And the masters call it an experiment that we have been participating in for a long, long, long time. And our egos are the parts of us that think this is real and that think our physicality is who we are. And now we're beginning to be called back. We only had a certain amount of time for this experience, and it's ended. That's why there's so much chaos in the world. Okay. And it's for us to remember that we are divine beings. Just as Kutumi or Saint Germain masters who've walked the earth have remembered who they are, and they've moved, you know, just like when you pass from the body, you move into a higher frequency.
Okay, yeah.
And death will be becoming an option, just so you know, because we'll be moving into a higher frequency. But our bodies will be morphing so that we can handle being these new spiritual humans.
Being at the higher frequency.
And the same with the dolphins.
Yes.
It's the frequency of love.
Yes,
exactly.
it is.
That's,
exactly.
you know,
Definitely.
Flow, love,
and
joy.
Yes.
it's so intense that it's hard for a body to hold it all.
Yes, and people are resisting it, and it's one of the reasons that there's so much dis-ease, especially in the center of the body, aches and pains, any kind of dis-ease. People are, I mean, it's a frightening thing for a lot of people to consider that they are not this human.
Yeah, I see that a lot with the
And
star
they're
seeds, though.
terrified.
They have a hard time in the physical bodies with the star seeds.
Yes, the new
Yeah.
ones coming in
Dolphins-
are very evolved.
Yeah.
Dolphins, golden dolphins are starseeds.
Yeah. Well,
They
yeah,
come
but
from Lemuria.
yeah, but even starseed humans, I've seen that though too. Though they have physical body difficulties. So I've seen that though. So it's at a grander scale now though that we're
Yeah.
kind of being adjusted to the high frequency now.
Yes, and it'll be
Yeah.
a whole new way of living, whereas we've used to making things happen. You know, our focus has been
Control.
on survival, controlling everything, and that comes from fear. Because originally when we started this experience, I think that all of us thought we did something wrong and we were plunked out of the Garden of Eden, or whatever you want to call it, this idyllic life, and suddenly had to struggle, and we have these physical bodies. And our egos were created so that we could navigate and not jump into the fire.
Yeah.
And over time, our egos took over. Basically, we allowed it, and we began to identify with this separated part of ourselves.
Yeah, because
It's
we
a very
forgot
small
along the
part
way.
of us.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. And now our work is to remember who we are. We have to be
To kind of
loving
come
and
to
kind and patient, because this part of self is like a little child that's scared, wants
Yeah.
to know it's loved and it's safe, but it's also very cunning because it thinks it's going to be lost, going to lose its job, it won't be needed. And so we have to bring that part of self home, and it's a lot of work, and it should be our main focus, to pay attention, to come home to self.
It's going to take time though for us to remember again.
Yeah, it's
more
about
and more
remembering.
people are
It's about
waking up now.
remembering.
Yeah.
And we
Now
share.
let's talk about the violet flame though with Saint Germain. I know that's a big topic that a lot of people know about is the violet flame.
It's a big topic.
Yeah.
Well, in a nutshell, because I don't think we have much more time, it's something that Saint Germain created. Actually, Saint Germain also, if anyone wonders, has had many lifetimes. That was his last
Yes.
one. He was Saint Joseph. He was Merlin the magician at the time of Camelot. He was, now I'm getting a blank. He's had a lot of lifetimes, basically. For that. He was Christopher Columbus. He also worked with the founding forefathers of this country. But he created this violet flame, which is, he's also world teacher now. He's taken over for Sananda, who used to be Jesus. He's taking over the position of world teacher now, which is new. And he's also kind of the master of the Aquarian age, so the violet flame, the purple. And it's an energy of unconditional love. And it's a powerful healing tool for all of us to use. Because if you're having problems, or I surround myself in it, me and my cats every day, and bubbles of it, and you can surround loved ones or anybody. I do my best to surround Trump with it as much as I can, because he clearly
doesn't
needs love.
stick.
Yeah, he needs a lot of it.
But no, he can't handle it. But what's great about the violet flame is it bounces right back to you, and it's not imposed. It's nothing that hurts anyone. It's something that's not a manipulation. You can use it.
Yeah, it
Surround
transmutes the bad energy, right?
It's love. And so it just bounces back. So it's a wonderful healing tool. And what's really important is now that we're waking up, we're working on this deep healing. Anytime we have issues, mostly our judgments, our fears, our anger, any kind of stuff we really need to release and transmute, you put it into that violet flame. And of course, it's in your imagination, but it's real because it's all energy.
Yeah.
Everything
It's
is
on the
energy.
spirit side, yeah.
Yes, and so what's great is, you can keep working with it and your issues, lots of self-judgments we all have.
Yeah.
Anger, fear, as I said, and you keep putting it into that violet flame, and it really does work. A lot of issues take a lot of work.
Yeah.
And what it does is it transmutes, because everything is energy. So these angers and fears are energy. You put them in there. What it does is it transmutes them into clear,
Pure.
pure energy
good energy,
that
yeah.
comes back to you, so you have more of yourself back, more of your original energy back to create whatever you would choose. It's like a recycler.
Transmutes
it.
fear into love.
Yes, exactly. And then you get it back, and so you have more energy to work with. So it's a wonderful tool.
Is there a difference between the violet fire and the violet flame, or are they one and the same?
I think it's the same.
Same thing?
Yeah.
I didn't know if it's interchangeable or not.
Same thing.
I think it's the same thing.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I know I use it a lot though. If there's like something I'm like stuck on, and then all of a sudden within the next day, it's like everything's just all clear. It's okay, this is what I have to do now.
It can
Think of
work
it-
very quickly.
Yeah.
Think of it this way, or at least this is how I think of it. For years, we were told to put negative energy into Mother Earth. Now Mother Earth is sick. She's not well.
Yeah.
We have something here. You can transmute the negative energy into love without harming Mother Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What better thing could there be?
I know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I know. And you're not losing that energy that's a part of you.
Yes, it comes back.
Yes, it's wonderful. It's like a recycler.
Yeah.
Let's call it recycler. It
It's
is.
a duality
And
of
the
everything.
dolphins are masters at doing this too. That's why there's dolphins on the front of this CD.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh,
a
I
lot
didn't
of
realize
us have
you worked with the
incarnated
two.
as
They do,
dolphins.
yes.
Yeah.
Many of us have incarnated as dolphins.
Yes, true.
Oh, wow. That's,
We've
yeah, I
done
didn't know that.
all
true.
kinds
Yeah.
of things.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and most of us are very old souls at this point.
Yeah.
Most of us.
We've
yeah.
done and been just about everything
Yeah.
because it's all about learning
Yeah.
and having experience. And we have that all within us now that we take home.
I know a lot of us question some of the experiences we choose to have, but it's there.
Yeah.
Without
It's there.
judgment. That's the big key,
Yeah.
is not to judge and
Right.
judge everything. So it's to forgive ourselves and love ourselves. Come back to the dolphin energy of love,
Right.
kindness, and joy.
All right, so before we wrap up, though, how can whoever's watching this episode, how can these watchers get a hold of either one of you if they want to know more information or make an
Well,
appointment?
I'm at Nature's, the Rock Shop in Tiverton, Rhode Island, and my webpage is healingdolphins.com, dolphins with an S.com, and I also have my healing dolphins available at the Rock Shop, but also at the Hot Point, which is a gallery in Bristol. You can receive them there as well.
Okay, what about you?
Well, I have an email. I don't know if it goes on at the end of the show. Do you?
No, you would have to say.
Well, I can spell it very quickly. I'm not a big email person, but an email address, and I'll spell it. It's my name, Diandra, middle initial I for Isabel, Heart, H-E-A-R-T. So it's D-I-A-N-D-R-A, initial I, H-E-A-R-T, just like a heart.com. At gmail.com. I don't go on the computer very often, but I will be.
And she works out of the sanctuary on Cape
Barnstable.
Cod, which is moving to Brewster.
Yes, I do classes, channeled groups.
Is there a phone number they can call you?
I have a home phone number.
Well, that's only if people get a hold of you that way, though. Or it's just the email is the best way, or at the
Probably the
sanctuary?
email
Okay.
would be good. It's a home phone. It's a landline. I don't take text. And
Okay.
email, I think. Thank you.
So it's
For
something
someone
very
who's-
interesting with the violet flame and the
it's-
dolphins.
Yeah.
And so anything
For
else you
someone
want to
who's-
add about like channeling?
Anything, for someone who's new to all of this, what can you tell them?
How do you, can anyone do this at home though? Or would they need to make an appointment with you though? We're still going.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. One-on-one session. You work with one of the masters. They'll come through me and speak. And it's mostly about empowering people. It's different than a psychic reading where you want to know, should I marry this guy? Should I buy this car? They will never tell you anything that will take your power away. It's to help you empower yourself.
Okay. All right,
They
so
honor
it's-
you as
yeah.
an equal master.
So they still always have something to say, to tell you anyway?
Yeah, oh yes.
Yeah, so they always have
There's
something to
always
say.
plenty for
Yeah.
us to learn. Yeah.
Yeah, they give you